Next, from Springfield, one of the great traditions of the spring legislative session is the annual legislative softball game, pitting House members against the Senate. Our extraordinarily gifted softball correspondent is Matt Jones. This runs about 17 minutes.
Hello and welcome to the Illinois Channel, where we bring you the 2009 edition of the Grudge Match, the House-Senate softball game. It's going to be a great time. Things have changed in Springfield for the better in many ways, but in some ways they're still the same. Bringing the game to you, at least locally tonight, is going to be the two color commentators. One, Marlo Colvin, one color commentator, and one white guy, as Marlo says. We have Marlo Colvin from the great city of Chicago. Say hello, Marlo.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the Grudge Match, the House-Senate softball game.
So we call him Mr. Inside because he just knows what's happening under the dome. And for those who are outside, we bring you Rich Miller, author, publisher, and guru extraordinaire for Capital Facts.
Well, that's a heck of an introduction. I got nothing to say.
Well, that would be the first time if you had nothing to say. And, of course, we'll read all about this tomorrow in the Capital Facts. For those of you who are not subscribers, go online to Capital Facts blog, and I'm sure he'll hook you up. So bring us a great game, guys.
We're planning to. Marlo holds up his end.
Looking forward to it. House going to do something this year.
And you're still representing the Senate?
I'm not representing anybody. I'm representing the hecklers. That's what I do.
Well, and you do it well.
Thank you.
So with that, we'll bring to you the Grudge Match 2009. We're here with Frank Watson, state senator from Greenville, Illinois, at least until recently, and well, though you still are, once there, always there.
Exactly.
And you're here. You've been sort of the dean of these Senate Republicans through the good years and the bad years, on the diamond and off. What advice do you have for us?
Well, Pat O'Malley's not here, so don't, he cost us a game one time. Bases loaded, fly ball, gets under the ball, hits him on the head. Pat O'Malley, God rest him, he's one of those senators that unable to perform. Yes, so that we tied that year, but we had a winning streak of about 7 or 8 games. Then the House kind of came back.
But the most important thing from Pat is his hair was not messed up, was it?
Well, we had people that messed it up. After that, we messed it up pretty good.
Well, there you have it. Messed up, but never bowed. So thanks so much for talking to us, Frank. It's good to see you. Glad to have you back in the Capitol. I'm sure you're an inspiration to all the folks all of your colleagues. So
I'll tell you what, Matt, I told you this minute ago, the Children and Family Services need to be contacted because I saw your son running around here. I was down in St. Louis last night and I saw the Cardinals beat the Cubs. Your son's wearing a Cub outfit. That's child abuse.
Well,
I'd be very concerned about that.
Well, I do live in a mixed marriage. My wife's a Cubs fan. I'm a Cardinals fan, and we do what we can.
Well, good for you then. God bless you. You're a Cardinal fan then.
Absolutely.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
Representative turned senator turned representative turned lobbyist?
Dare I say it? Yes. I went to the dark side.
Well, and I guess the question is, how is it being on the outside looking in? Because, the first pitch is as close you're going to get back to that diamond for a really long time.
I know. When my mother drops me off at the Capitol every day, I cry. But every day I cry a little less. And you're right. I'm not in anymore. I want to go out there and be part of it. And obviously they can't win without me. I mean, we know that going in. But it still would have been fun to go out there and show my worth.
Well, I remember last year about this time, you were the star pitcher for the House, and I do recall asking you how you fit into the grand scheme, and I think you described yourself as the Mark Burley of the General Assembly. How did that work out for you last year in the game?
Well, that game's under protest, as you well know.
I do.
They used the wrong type of ball. They corked their bats. The senators, they pull their shenanigans. And obviously, the game's under protest. I can't even use the word won because even though they may have scored more runs, as I said, it's being looked into. I got to be honest with you.
Well, and now that you're on the outside looking in, do you have a candid assessment of who's going to win this game?
Well, without me in it, there's a lot of loss of excitement, but I guess someone will win. But I'm going to pick the House. They should be younger and more well-rested.
We're here with Senate President John Cullerton, longtime member of the Senate, formerly in the House.
And a longtime member of the Senate softball team.
I know, you're not geared up today.
Not dressed up. I think my 60th birthday seems to have done something to my efforts to remain a pinch runner. It's going to be a little tough today.
Well, now, when you were campaigning to be the Senate President, you made a lot of promises inside your caucus, is my understanding, and one of those was to work better with the House in terms of what happened under the dome.
No, actually, I said I was going to beat the House at the annual softball game. That was one of my pledges, and the senators rallied behind that promise. So that's why I'm out here, to make sure that this comes true.
Because in John Cullerton's world, promises made are promises kept.
There you go. And the only thing worse than that would be to be a former senator. Because once a senator, always a senator. So to be a senator and then to start cheering for the House, that would be wrong.
Well, the only person I can think of who would be that traitorous would be Bob Malaro.
Well, and I just hope that he sticks with the Senate because, like I say, once a senator, always a senator.
Well, all I can say, Mr. President, is wait till you see this on the air because we know where Bob Malaro stands because he told us, and he can't lie from what he said on tape.
I hope he didn't waffle and say that, well, maybe I'm for both teams because I used to be on both teams. I hope he remembered that he used to be a senator, and once a senator, always a senator.
Well, he didn't waffle, but he didn't stand true.
I'm very disappointed, Bobby. Very disappointed. And
What?
I want to see your bills. I want to see your bills in the new Rules Committee we have in the Senate.
I think the Committee on Assignments is going to take a very close look at Malaro bills from here on out. Well, events like this don't happen by chance. They happen thanks to a lot of hard work, a lot of planning, and actually a little financial support, too, is my guess, right?
That's correct. At the St. Louis Chamber, we look forward to doing this for the members every year. Breaks a lot of stress.
It does break a lot of stress. Now, what do you think that the Chamber from St. Louis gets out of being the signature sponsor for something like this?
Well, we get a nice exposure, and I get to be the guy for a couple of days, and it goes back to just being just one of the other people in the Capitol.
Just one of the other people in the Capitol. Well, with all the registered lobbyists that exist in Springfield and around the state of Illinois, being the man for even just a couple of days is certainly worth the price of admission. So thank you so much for sponsoring this.